Hello boys and girls. I am going to do another video for you on our math lesson. Today we are going to do lesson 1.3. This one is for standards KCC 3.5. That's counting cardinality for kinder objective. Is I can recognize, write, and count numbers 1 through 4. Vocabulary we have is 1, 2, 3, 4. So boys and girls, today we are going to need certain materials to get started. I've already got some done for us, but let me go ahead and explain what we need. So one, I found these really awesome cards on the Target dollar section. So if you see here, they're only $1. They're Dr. Seuss flashcards. What's really neat about them is that they not only have the actual visual number, but they actually have the vocabulary words too. And I love the back of them have the cutest pictures of Cat in the Hat. So for number 1, you have one cat in the hat. I definitely think they're worth looking for, whether online or at the actual store. Next, you will need some scissors because we are going to be cutting out the mini 10 frames that are in our workbook for section 1.3, mini 10 frames. Now, I've already cut them because I have prepared for this lesson, but if you don't have them yet, go ahead and pause this video at any point to go ahead and get these ready for today's lesson. The next thing you're going to need is page 1.3 in our workbook. Now this page is right behind the mini 10 frames. So when you get your mini 10 frames, you'll have this page right after that. Okay? And then last but not least, what I did, and we're going to have a fun little game, role play game with a volunteer. We have little flashcards that we made. Now, if you have real flashcards, that's fine. But if you don't, I made some for the purpose of this lesson. So what you can do is grab a paper that you can recycle. Like, for example, our letter N, our push-up letter, right? Push-up letter N. You go to the back. We can reuse this page, right? Recycle this page. So what you can do is cut it into 4 pieces. And you can definitely ask mom and dad for help for this because we're going to need to cut it into 4 squares. How many? 4. Good job. So you're going to go ahead and cut it into 4 squares. When you are done cutting them into 4 squares, you can definitely pause this video in case I cut too fast. Please feel free to pause at any time. You will write the following numbers on these cards. One card will have a number 1. Make sure you add that little dot on the bottom for number 1. Only 1 dot. Okay. Number 2 with 2 dots. Number 3 with 1, 2, 3 dots. And number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you use those dots on the bottom of your flashcards. They will help visualize, especially for the younger students in the TK level who may not yet be able to comprehend that this is number 4 or what number it is yet. And they need an actual visual to point and touch as they count. So parents, please assist your student in making these 4 flashcards to get us started with lesson number 1.3. Okay, if everything is ready, we're going to go ahead and get started. Make sure you have 1.3 ready and ready to go at the end, okay? All right, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do today is a couple of different activities that you can do at home with your loved ones, okay? So first, let's go ahead and get a volunteer to come up. I have a young volunteer who is more than happy to pretend to be the teacher with me, okay? So I want you to grab your mom, dad, brother, sister, anyone that you want. My volunteer is Blake, so introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Blake.
Okay, so my volunteer Blake is going to be a part of our video today, and he's just going to pretend to be the teacher, and I'm going to pretend to be the student so I can show you guys how to play this game at home. Now, the game is called pretend I'm the teacher, okay? So you're going to pretend you're the teacher, Blake. Okay? Now, Blake, or whoever you're playing with, is going to ask you to
read the number and get the blocks. Whenever the number, whatever number you have, you get the block, and you combine it, and you say the number you have.
All right, awesome. Thank you, teacher. So what teacher Blake is saying is he's going to pretend he's a teacher in this scenario, and he's going to show me a flashcard. I, as a student, am going to show him that same number with my cubes. So if you have them available, go ahead and grab your counting cubes. Have them ready for this game, as you will need them, okay? If you don't have them handy, then go ahead and use your fingers to count. All right, so teacher Blake is going to show me the first card.
Your first number is number 4, so get 4 blocks.
Okay, so teacher Blake said number 4, okay? So make sure you show that to me so I can see 4. And then if, for my TK who might not know what number 4 is, teacher will hold it out and I will count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 4, just like I have in the picture there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So Miss D pretended she was the student and she built the number 4 like the flashcard. All right, next flashcard, teacher Blake.
The next flashcard is number 3.
Number 3.
So now you have to get 3 blocks.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to get 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Now let's count to make sure I got the right ones. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, and now
your last number,
okay,
will be number 2.
Number 2. So
every time you switch, you just switch off with the people, your friends, your buddies, your mom and dad.
1, 2. Yay!
So now, after you're done, you switch it with your partner, and now she tells you to be a student.
All right. So now I'm the teacher again, and this is my student, Blake. Right? Oh, wait, thank you, Blake. All right. So Blake, your turn. Number 1.
1.
Awesome. And if he doesn't know what number 1 means, he could just count that and show me number 1. Okay, awesome. We're going to do one more just to role play. Blake,
2.
show me 2.
Number 2. This is 2 blocks.
Awesome. Good job. Thank you so much, volunteer. Awesome. All right, everyone kiss your brain. Mwah.
Bye,
Good
guys.
job. You guys did amazing. Go ahead and pause my video if you need to do the activity and have fun role playing with your mom, your dad, and I want you to make sure you use these flashcards to count. Make sure you have your counting cubes as well to help you show visually what these numbers are. Okay, when you are done, you can come back to our video and continue your lesson with Miss D. Until then, go ahead and pause and then come back. Okay? All right. If you are watching this video still, it means that you've done the activity and you had fun role playing with mom or dad or grandpa, grandma, or brother and sister. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so when we continue, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we're going to do next. These boys and girls are something we're going to use throughout the whole chapter 1 unit. So make sure you don't throw them away after we've used them today. Make sure you keep these somewhere nice and handy where you can use these in the future. Okay, are we ready? Did everyone cut their mini 10 frames? Awesome. So this is how we're going to use these for today's particular lesson. What we're going to do is everyone should have a whiteboard that looks something like this. If not, you can just grab that same piece of paper, something that you can recycle. So in my circumstance, I just have a white piece of paper. So I'm going to use this that I've recycled. The back of it was an old worksheet. And I'm just going to write on the back of this, okay? So if you have the supplies that Miss D asked of you at the beginning of the year, then everyone should have a whiteboard with expos. Okay, expos. And I've already informed you guys to have this ready for the lesson this morning. I asked you. But if you don't have it, it's okay. Like I said, paper will do just fine. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is I want you guys to work with your partner. And when your partner calls a number like this, number 2, you're going to go ahead and put that number 2 somewhere that you can see it. Okay, so here I have my number 2. Your partner is going to draw a number 2. So it could be mom, dad, anyone that you have around you that can help you. They're going to give you this mini 10 frame, okay? You're going to write the number on that 10 frame. You're going to write the number on the 10 frame. If I was with you right now live, I would have you grab that whiteboard and show me the number, okay? But since I'm not with you, I want you to still practice doing it. So what you can do is grab your piece of paper and then write that number that you see here. So I have 1, 2. So I know that on this mini 10 frame, I have the number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and write the number 2 because I know that 1, 2 is the same thing as number 2. Good job. All right, so now this is what it would look like with my volunteer. Okay, so my volunteer is coming back. Now, this is how it's going to look at home. So pretend that this is your volunteer at home. This is who you're playing with at home, okay? Now, he's going to grab a 10 frame, and he's going to pull any 10 frame he wants. Okay, I'm not looking. He's just going to pull one out, okay? Okay, make sure you show it to me.
We got number 4.
And show it to the students, okay? So now my job as a student is to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that, thank you volunteer, I know that he pulled a 10 frame, a mini 10 frame at that, with 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what you can do is on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper, okay, either one, you're going to write that number to show what does number 4 look like. Awesome. And we've been practicing really hard with writing numbers. I know that we've been doing that on our journals on Seesaw, so I hope that that's helped you guys kind of with the number writings part of it, okay? So I want you to go ahead and write that number. If you do not have that whiteboard, it's okay. Use a piece of paper. Write the number 4, and I'm going to show my partner. Does this match the 10 frame?
Yes, it does.
Good. So I got it correct. Thank you so much, partner. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, boys and girls, I want you to do that with all of the 10 frames you have. Write that number with all of the 10 frames you have. Take turns with your partner so that it becomes more fun. Test your partner. Have fun with it. When you are done, do not throw away these 10 frames. We will need it again throughout the entire chapter, so do not throw away your 10 frames. Okay, I would not throw away my flashcards either, only because you will probably need those as well. So don't throw those away. Put them in a little math pile that you can have next to your counters, because we will be needing all of our counting items, okay, throughout the whole school year, okay? All right, boys and girls, awesome job. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to look at the little flashcards that I wanted to introduce to you guys. Okay, I love these flashcards, and I want to share them with you because they're so fun for us to count with. So we're going to go ahead and count how many we see here. So how many cat in the hats do we see? Good, 1. If I turn it around, what number is that? 1. And then we have the word 1. Good. Now I'm going to show you another picture, and I want you guys to tell me how many Sam I Ams do we have here? 1, 2. Good. We have the number 2. Correct. And the word 2. Awesome. Next one, we have how many bluefish? 1, 2, 3. Let's check our answer. Good. 3. And we have the word 3. I love that book. Who loves that book? Okay. Next, how many heffalumps do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check our answer. 4. And the word 4. Awesome job, boys and girls. You guys are going to be the best counters in the whole world. Good job. Give yourselves a kiss in the brain. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mwah. Mwah. Throw some glitter. Make it rain. Good job. All right, guys. So now what we're going to move on to do is, let me take off our 10 frame. Save it on the side. We're going to move on to our next activity. Our next activity is our journal. Page 1.3. Here our directions tell us trace the correct number to represent each set shown in the picture. So we're going to count all the way to 4. Now we're practicing tracing our numbers here, and it's really important for us to count by pointing so that we know how many items are on the page and what number we are writing. So let's start with the school bus. So everyone look at the school bus. Make sure you point. How many school buses do we have? Good. 1 school bus. So that is why in this little 5 frame that we have here, you see the number 1 throughout the entire row. You're going to trace the number 1. How many lunch boxes do we have here? 1, 2. Good. So we're going to see the number 2 throughout the entire row for the 5 frame. Okay. Now here we have students waiting in line. Let's count and find how many. 1, 2, 3. So we'll have the number 3 here, and we're going to trace it along the entire row. And last but not least, how many apples? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have the number 4. We're going to trace that number 4 throughout the entire line. Now, boys and girls, directions. Count and circle 4 children from below. How many does it tell you to circle? 4. Good job. So we want to make sure we circle 4 of the children on this bottom row. It could be any 4 you want. I want you to circle 4 children, okay? Because we're working up to number 4. When you are done, you will take a picture of this worksheet and you will send it to me on Seesaw so that I know you've completed the lesson for 1.3. Okay, make sure you send me a picture so I can give you credit for 1.3. All right, thank you so much, boys and girls, for watching this video. I will see you on our next Zoom call.